Fine. Good evening, guys. Now I hope everybody is able to hear me and you are able to watch my screen. Fine. So now the interview point of view, I wanted to tell you what exactly the interviewers are expecting from the Fusion HCM. Okay. So the first question what they are going to ask us is like, what is your role in the project? What is your role in the project? Are you working as a functional consultant or are you working as a technical consultant? They are going to ask us. Are you 100% functional and how about technical? Okay. So we have to say that our experience is in cloud, cloud SaaS model, and we are a functional consultant. Yes, what about others? Are you able to hear me? Is everyone is able to hear me? Okay, fine. So now the requirement when we see any resume, like they'll ask you, what is your basically role in this Fusion HCM? We can say that as per our training point of view, we are a 100% functional consultant, and also we are comfort technically in the areas of SaaS model. When I say SaaS model, it's like here, right? When I say SaaS model, technically we will be telling that we are good at data loading, data extraction, and BI reports. Okay. Global HR model, we are 100% perfect. There is nothing we will expect other than that. What is enterprise structure? These all are basic questions they are going to ask us. Okay, so that we can answer it. But a few very important question is like when we go to, let me go to the task, manage enterprise HCM information. What is the difference between worker number and person number? What is worker number and person number? These questions. And is worker number is mandatory or person number is mandatory? So that where do we find that in manage enterprise HCM information? Okay, in manage enterprise HCM information task, we can find that who has worker number and person number. Now go to the task, manage enterprise HCM information. Now, if we go to this task here, we can see this worker number generation and person number generation method. Okay. So, and remaining all we have discussed, right? Already employment model. They'll ask you which employment model your client is using in your project. So we can say two-tier employment model, multiple assignment. That's how we are going to give the reply. And then we are going to remember all this like worker number generation, person number generation. What are the method? Automatic upon final save and automatic generation this. And then what about the username and passwords like this? Username. What is the username format will be configured? Like last name dot first name, right? Generally, last name dot first name means is nothing but as per the Oracle IDM, as per Oracle IDM format, right? As per Oracle IDM format, it's going to prepare. Here it will be used. Remaining is not required here. We don't need any other archiving options over here. Then next one is in department trees. We discussed department tree, and they'll ask you department tree version we are creating. There is something row flattering and column flattering in the department trees. So that sometimes they'll expect that. Even I'm also not clear because I have not used any time. But you can just see that. You can just go through some PDFs and try to find what is row flattering and column flattering in the department trees. In the department trees. Next, now we can see here person number generation, different methods, same worker number generation methods here. Then what about legal entity level? In legal entity level, manage legal entity HCM information. Will you specify that person number or worker number that we are going to see there? Fine. Next. So that's one thing. And here are some payroll documents which I have forwarded. I think Naresh has already forwarded. If not, no problem. Again, we'll forward it tomorrow. Mainly payroll module. Payroll module we have discussed. Remaining modules maximum we talked about it. Okay. So then now when it comes to the technical, see, in payroll module, they'll ask you what you have done in the payroll module. So we'll be telling what exactly we discussed. So what have you done in a payroll module? We'll say that we worked with the consolidation group and as well as the organization payment methods. Don't tell third-party payment method because again it is a different process. Better tell that we worked with organization payment method and personal payment method and define payroll definitions and elements quantification. This we have done. That's where we can say that. Okay. Then we have to go for element eligibility, input values. This all we have discussed. That we can say that. Yeah, somebody is telling that voice is not audible. No problem. It is recording. Okay. So then, in case if they ask you regarding any payroll costing, we can say we have not done the costing point of view. So that's where we can go ahead with this. Okay. Then let me just keep this side here and fine. So now we'll talk about Oracle Fusion HCM payroll module. So go to Oracle Fusion HCM. Okay. So some of the definitions we required here. So like what is meant by payroll flow, what is meant by payroll groups, what is meant by skipping rules, what is meant by frequency rules, what are user defined triggers, this. So generally that's theoretically we required here. We need to talk about that. Okay. So here we can see that what is user defined table. So you can just go through the table definition, what exactly this is. And we discussed already about elements, element classifications. We discussed element eligibility, earning elements, and you can just go through the proration and retropay. We have already talked about this, what is meant by proration and retropay and rate definitions. Payment methods, we have seen three types of payment methods, right? Organization, personal payment method, and as well as the third party payment method. And this is what is meant by payroll flow. Payroll flow pattern. How will you create a payroll flow? Okay, if you want to create a payroll flow, where we will see generally in the payroll manager checklist we have seen, right? Checklist and payroll calculation. This all we have seen. There we are going to see mainly. Okay. So now you can see that legislative data group is required. Just definitions here, payroll flow patterns, this you can go through. Okay. So then the next one is in the payroll module. Generally, in the payroll module, I have not faced any problems because payroll implementations are very less so far in Fusion applications, especially. As earlier, it was a problem. Then there was a problem with the instance itself, Oracle instance itself. That's why many clients were not interested here. Okay. Then options management point of view, we are 100% clear. But only thing what we are missing in options management is options pattern we are missing. So let me check this. Like options plans, how many types? We have three types, right? Accrual plan as well as qualification and no entitlement. This Oracle Fusion HCM, options management. So whatever the client you are putting in the resume, that legislation, for example, if it is Dubai legislation, let's search for the type of leaves in the Dubai, right? So that you have to be clear. Functional setups point of view, we are very clear. They will not expecting, they'll just ask you the flow. How will you configure options management to your client? So we'll say first we'll gather the requirement from the client, what type of plans they want, and what are the eligibility profiles and derived factors, and what about the accrual periods. Then we'll define the options reasons, certifications and options plans, options types. So this all we are going to talk about, right? That's all we are going to create. Okay, so we have already discussed what is accrual plan. Qualification we are not seen practically. Okay, so we can say that accrual plan we have done, qualification we are not done, but still you want to go through that, we can go through here. Option certification and the processes, things are very simple. Okay, this, if you are able to read this sometime like HCM extract for options data, it will be very helpful in the interviews. They are asking, have you done any extraction? Okay, so most of the people, they are not clear about options management module. In options management, they are not clear like what extractions are there. So extracting options data, extract type, right? Extract type, and mainly user entity. Extraction is nothing but a user entity. We discussed already how will you develop the HCM extract. Flow is 100% clear. But what user entities we have used? Only two user entities we have used, right? So now the complexity here is the user entities we have to remember. So here you can see there are two user entities: ABS extraction options entry, person extraction security person. This that we can see over here. Yeah, requirement, Sushma, it will be very simple. The client wanted to implement a global HR model. So what will be the requirement generally? Enterprise structure we have to configure. We have to define enterprise legal entity, PSUs, and business units reference data set. Then we have to define workforce structure. Workforce structure, nothing but jobs, grades, positions, locations. This all we have to define. Then we must define the trees because hierarchies are required. Then we must define the roles and security. Okay, so that's important again. Oracle Fusion HCM, security profiles. There are 8 security profiles, right? So we talked about two only, and two we have used: organization security, FSM, functional setup manager, Sharif. FSM, nothing but a functional setup manager. What you are doing here in the setup and maintenance, that's FSM, functional setup manager. We are going to do it. All our functional setups where you are performing setup and maintenance, right? Implementation project. That comes under the FSM. Okay, that comes under FSM. Madhu, without legal entity, can we create enterprise? Without legal entity, yes, we can define, right? Because the enterprise comes first within the enterprise divisions, right? Then legal entities comes, and then business unit. Enterprise can be created, not a problem, but you can't hire employees, because when you go to employee hiring form, manage persons, first field is effective start date, hiring date, action reason. Third field is legal employer. It's mandatory. Okay, so that's mandatory. We have to perform it. Enterprise can be created, but it cannot be utilized. It cannot be utilized like employee hiring and payroll. This all we cannot do it. Okay, fine. We were talking about the. Let me go through the my flow. You can ask the questions later. In the end of session, I'll give you the time. Let me go in my way so that I wanted to tell whatever the problems we have faced in the interview. Okay. So then let's go to the absence management we talked, right? So there we have questions like absence plans, absence patterns. Yes. One, the question is, so far we are assigning the absence plan to the employee, right? We'll go to this, but you need to run the program. You have a program here that we have to submit. Okay. Now here, schedule and monitor absence. Okay. So here is a withdrawal accruals and balances for any accrual plans if you want to go for withdrawal, and you want to calculate entitlement for unprocessed absences. If there are any absences unprocessed, and evaluate certification updates. It evaluates certificate and due dates and update absence details when due date is passed. When employee is going to submit, that time it will be used, right? Then update accrual plan enrollment, calculate accruals and balances, migrate previous, transfer the data absence types and versions of absence management to current version. This is important. So migration, how will you migrate from previous to here? Okay, this. Next, another one is how the system will come to know which day is a holiday and which day is like a working day and what are the public holidays. Okay, so how it will be configured. Okay, there is a task called manage patterns. Now go to the task manage. Sorry, go to new person. If I go to new person, yes, if I go to person management, fine. It's taking time. I'll show that. Like there is a task called manage patterns, like go to person management and search for a person. Once you search for the person here, once you search the person here, then you will be going for right side the task here. Here, now here, manage work schedule. Here is option manage work schedule. It will be configured. Okay. So here we are going to define the work schedules, work exceptions. Yes. And in the interviews, they have asked what is checklist. Have you created a checklist and documents of records? Checklist. If it's an HCM checklist, how will you define the checklists? Yes. And another one is document of records. So this, since it's not working, yeah, define checklist. Checklist is for actions that require the completion of standard tasks, creating user, reassigning resources. For example, employee hire and termination actions typically require a number of employees to complete standard tasks. You create and maintain the task with the checklist template. Yes, we have to, we will go for load it. HDL is used to load the employee data, right? Okay. So here we can see checklist template is used, like actions. First, they'll ask you like checklist, checklist completion here. Checklist template contains the tasks and it is associated like who are eligible. Like last time we were creating eligibility profile, we have seen the checklist, right? That was actually we are trying to understand now. Okay. And then document of records. It's like what is meant by document of records? Or why should we use document of record? Act as a digital repository within the application. So it's a document accessibility. Like you can just go through this. Generally, we are not discussed in our syllabus. That is what we are facing. Okay. Okay. So I request you to go through all this, like document of records, this all just theory part only, let's not go into it and all. So they are okay with our what we have discussed. Okay, fine. Then in profile management, sorry, that's about I explained about global HR, payroll options. When it comes to profile management, what work exactly you have done, they'll ask you. Like we'll say we worked with the content types and content items we have created that we have used in the skills and qualifications, right? Okay. Then goal management, it is perfect. But what I faced in the interviews, like as it is goal plan, what is goal plan and organization goal and performance goal. What is difference between organization goal and performance goal? This we have discussed here. Next is performance management, same, whatever the setups we have discussed. When it comes to the technical part, it's mandatory that we must go for HTL PDF, we must read. Yes, it's required. We just done couple of HCM data loaders, right? Already we discussed the keys, the same thing, HCM data loader. So the only thing, if you want to face an interview, you must read the PDF. Topics maximum 80% I've already discussed. Like if we talk about the HCM data loader, we talked already what is the process, what are the supported keys, source keys, user keys, right? This all we have discussed. But see, somewhere like how to load flex fields data, okay? How to load date effective data, how to load workers means employees data, how to loading work structures. Work structure only we have done, right? How we can load work structure like grades, jobs, this we have done, right? So that's the way you can practice it and do it. And payroll data loader, how we can use the payroll data loader. There is a white paper, I'll share with you. See, so everybody can go through that, not a problem. That it is. So when it comes to the extractions, we are perfect. But in extractions, like they'll ask you what are the parameters are there in extraction. What are the parameters? Like we have effective date, start date, this all, and mainly changes only parameter. Changes only parameter, what it is and what values it is having. This is types of extractions. There's 2 3 names you can remember, and 3 4 user entity names are mandatory. This like person details, person extra pay, this all here they've given, right? User entity details. For extraction security person, it retrieves all persons across the enterprise and all person related attributes. And if you want to retrieve assignment data, then we have to use this. Right? So that Then important question in the HCM extraction is like delivery options we discussed, right? That is, and then they'll ask you what is changed parameter, changes only. So let's say last 3 months we extracted the data, but in that 3 months only some changes are happened. I want to extract that data. How can you get? So that's this type of questions it is. Okay. Why can't we submit? Okay, these are not required. This is about the extractions. And BI reports is common. We can say it is BI templates, BI reports. This all will be used. Okay. So that time they may ask you the tables, like you can search here what are important Oracle Fusion HCM tables. I'll give you the some websites like Fusion Cloud Apps tables. Like per all people F, per person names, per person types. These all are related to the person. This is person user details, email address, person addresses. These are assignment details, assignment status, per period of service, employee service, when he has worked and what is the date, and these are jobs and other tables. And this table will be using integration table. It is source system IDs, right? Whatever the source system ID we are using for data loading, then it will be used. Okay. Yes. Sharif, these all are views only. Underscore VL means view. Underscore V means it is a view. These all are maximum views only. Do we need to configure? Yes. Okay. Any other doubts, please enter so that base tables here, it's difficult in the cloud environment. We can say that view name enough. Okay. The same view name we are going to refer it. Any other doubts, please enter in chat window. Extractions. Okay. Extensions. ADF. No, I don't have idea other than standard Oracle. No, I don't have idea. In case if we get, I'll update. No problem. Okay, fine, no problem. How can we migrate EBS to Fusion, Sharif? There are no standard process, migration process, but generally we'll be using the extraction and do it. Directly we cannot do. So we'll just extract and go for transfer. Sangam Madhu, difference between view and table, where we use them. In SQL, table stores the data and view is basically retrieve the data from the table. View is indirectly select statement. Sharif means interfaces, exactly. Yes, fit and gap analysis is very simple, like in the sense, what was your client's requirement, how we have configured. Like in the starting class, I told you, right? Enterprise structure, it comes to global HR module. In payroll module, what will be the configuration? We'll configure like elements. This all we are going to discuss. That is the gap analysis. Gap is nothing but a requirement setups. What we are going to talk, that will be discussing. Yes, Lokanath. integrate the that with payroll with this is very simple. Like an options plan, manage options plans, right? In the fourth tab, okay, uh, there is a checkbox, integrate options management with payroll. And the moment when you check that checkbox, it will ask you, like options element. It will ask you the options element. How data flow one module to another module, Madhu? It's difficult, Madhu, to explain one module to another module, but it is linked. Linked will be, for example, in global HR, you are creating the jobs and other things, right? Employees. Madhu, how can we update managers for employees for different location through HDL? HDL, you have to go through this document. Madhu, updation is same thing. Last time in HDL, we used metadata and merge command, right? In the merge command, default option is insert, means create. Then you have to use their update option. You have to use update option over there. Then it will go for update for existing employees. Yes, that is one method. Extracting the data from EBS to Excel and loading, that is a manual. But Oracle has given some integrations. Even I have not worked with that integrations, but those integrations can be helpful to directly dump with Fusion, but only for few modules, not all the modules that it is. Uh, Integration example still I'm not clear. Next week, most probably I'll get information, I'll update. When do we use certification in options? Is it for leaves? Yes, like medical certificate, this all has to be submitted for documentation or any other purpose it will be used. Any documentation point of view or entitlement purpose, options certifications are used. Certification has to be submitted. Ramesh, who will prepare requirement document? We can say that it is prepared by the functional consultant. In fact, by us only. We have to say OEM methodology. Yes, they'll ask you which methodology you are using for this Oracle Unified Methodology documents, right? So go through this. This will be used. So we have to say we have prepared requirement document this. Yeah, go through this documents, OEM methodology, then you will get an idea of this. Okay. Next, yes, in Oracle applications, so we are using a methodology. Document of records, Sharif. That's why I told just now, right? Document of records. I think there it will be loaded all this things. Yeah, we can also say a methodology, not a problem. Yes, Madhu, that is a parameter, right? How to enable the HDL as a full mode means, in very starting HDL, I have explained you, there are parameters. Full mode are enabled as a full mode, or once you enable to full mode, you cannot come back to the limited. Sample docs, let me check it. I'll forward, no problem. Uh, how many ways we have to hire the new employee? New employee is like only one way, right? One you can load, another one is a manual process you can go for it. Can we hire by iRecruitment in Fusion? No, recruitment modules, iRecruitment module we don't have in Fusion. Instead of that only Oracle Talio is there. Talio is acquired by the Oracle instead of this, mainly. iRecruitment module is still not yet implemented. Talio is one of the good product it is acquired. Yeah, let me see the requirement document. Okay, so I'll find it. I'll find and update it. Thank you. How to migrate from, yes, it is one of the important question. How will you migrate from one instance to another instance? Setups data migration. Oracle Fusion migrate setups data. There are some commands, import export commands. By using that you can set up manager user guide is there. Here, set up data exporting and importing. There is a configuration package. Multiple times we have to create multiple versions. Import and export reports we have to do. Just go through it. It is also they are asking to do it. Now tables all we have to find. Fusion, not only we can say three instances. Generally, development, testing, and production. We can say three. Maybe more than that also. But these are three every client will maintain. Same thing he can explain in the interview, saying that okay, three then we have done it. Development, testing, and production. How to import and export the data? Definitely they'll ask you. This is going to be the answer. Just go through it. Configuration Mac is used there. That will be used. Okay. Fine, guys. Let's go through it. Again, we will intimate you next weekend with some more questions. But definitely, whenever class is there, we'll intimate to you through the WhatsApp group. Okay. And even if you are not able to attend, definitely we'll share the video to everybody. Everybody will share it. Okay. Thank you. Next weekend we'll meet again and we'll discuss any other questions are there. We'll definitely support you. Thank you.